Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another set of championship predictions. Round number 22 is what's on offer today, and we are this close to the halfway mark, and as a result this close to Christmas as well. So the run is starting to heat up quite a bit. We have had a week off, and after this round we'll have another week off in the championship, and that's when let the chaos begin. Absolute mayhem. 3 games in 6 days teams in the EFL Championship, and it's going to be chaotic. It's going to be fun, and the league table is going to mould itself nicely. We'll start reviewing how last weekend went for me predictions wise. Awful, absolutely terrible. 0 correct outcomes. Not one single green. What I'm seeing here is a load of reds, a few blues, which means correct outcomes, according to Mikey. Stoke to beat Swansea, Bar to beat QPR, Coventry to beat Bristol City, Derby to win at Sheffield Wednesday, but no correct outcomes, no correct score lines. Absolutely terrible from me. Let's sweep that one on the carpet and move on pretty quickly, and let's hope for better this time around. And we'll start with Friday night, where Swansea play Wrexham. It is not a derby, but because there's a distinct lack of Welsh teams in the EFL in general, and there's only 2 teams from Wales in the Championship this season, it's not Cardiff and Swansea. This will be hyped up as a bit of a grudge match. Sure, and I'm sure there'll be no love lost between the 2 fan bases and the 2 clubs. Swansea, they've won both their probably more important recent home games under Vitor Matos. They beat Oxford and Pompey. They went to Stoke, relatively okay performance, but did lose eventually. Wrexham have been relatively consistent. They've not won in a while. They've not won in 4, in fact. And that unbeaten run was snapped at Hull. They got a late equaliser against Watford at the racecourse. I think Wrexham probably a better team at the moment than Swansea are. It's pretty fair to say. And I really can't call this one. I'll go for a bit of a rogue shout, maybe a bold shout, and I'll back the away win. However, I think Wrexham might take the lead early on. Maybe someone like Kiefer Moore gets on the score sheet. Nathan Broad, it's someone like that, just gets on the score sheet early on. And then Wrexham make it hard for Swansea to break them down. And I'll go Swansea 0, Wrexham 1, back the away win to start things off. Next up is an absolutely mouth-watering clash at St Mary's, where Southampton play Coventry. 2 teams have been scoring goals for fun recently. Definitely Southampton, Coventry pretty much the whole season. Now I watch Coventry in live and in the flesh at the CBS against Bristol City. There's a lot of praise for City, right? So we're pretty decent on the day, probably a little bit unlucky to get something. Coventry did create chances themselves. They could have easily scored more than the one they did. In fact, the game itself was probably not a 1-0 game. Both teams to score would have probably been a decent shout. Southampton, weird a little bit. They lost at Norwich, but they did miss a penalty. And yeah, a little bit could consider themselves a little bit unlucky, but generally have been of cracking form. I think this is going to be one of Coventry's sternest tests of the season. Away to year 1 Parachute team will be a stern test for anyone. I'll back the draw. I don't think I can separate these 2 really, and I think there'll be goals in this one as well. And Coventry will go there and try to play football. Southampton will do the same at home. I'll go Southampton 2, Coventry 2. Nice open game at St Mary's. Preston versus Norwich, and this might not be as open as Southampton Coventry, but still, Preston at home, very hard to back against them. They've only lost twice at home this season so far, haven't they, Preston? And generally just very hard to beat. Sat in 3rd at the moment, Preston, 35 points, 7 points off Borough in 2nd. They're definitely in that conversation for the top 6, aren't they? They're there on merit. They've got a good manager. They've got a very, very good goalkeeper. They've got some threats. They've got some good loan players. They've got the X factor, and they're at North End. Norwich have improved recently, but this is just such a difficult game, I think, for Norwich. So I've got to back Preston, I think, despite Norwich's improvement. I think the 20 place difference in the league table is probably not a fair reflection of the actual difference between the 2 sides. I think it's probably a lot closer than the league table shows, but can't back against Preston Deepdale. So I'll back the home side for another win. I'll go Preston 1 at Norwich 0, and off the back of a very, very good away win at Oxford, back to back, I think it would be back to back wins. Yeah, back to back wins for Preston. I'm back them at Deepdale 1-0. Blackburn versus Millwall. Can't get a read on this. I'm lost. I'm very, very torn. Could back Millwall because league table says that they're much better than Blackburn, but Blackburn are weird. They're inconsistent, and that inconsistency does bring a level of unpredictability. And they could easily pull a result out of the bag here. They've not won in a while though. Rovers' last win was at Preston. They've not won in 5 games, only 3 points in that run. They lost a crucial game down at Fratton Park. Couldn't beat Oxford at home. Couldn't hang on to that 1-0 lead at Wrexham either. I think a point. I think a draw. I'll call it down the middle. I'll go Blackburn 1, Millwall 1. Watford versus Stoke is also incredibly hard to call. I could make an argument for either side here, really. Watford at home are pretty good, have been pretty good all season. They've got some unbelievable players who, when they turn it on, can be great. But there's a reason Watford are down in 14th and why Stoke are up in 7th at the moment. So both teams have got some real quality. Stoke have had a real difficult one recently. They really needed that win against Swansea, and they got it just about over the line. But Watford at Vicarage Road, I think I might just have to give them the edge on this one. I think Stoke's recent run has been pretty poor. It's not really the performances that have dropped off considerably or anything like that. Just haven't been able to score as many goals. So yeah, I'll back the home side. I'll go Watford 2, Stoke 1. Sheffield United versus Birmingham. This feels like a big game for Chris Davies, actually, because Birmingham's away record this season has been hopeless. We know that they're much better at St Andrews than they are away from home. Sheffield United put in a bit of a hapless display in the second half at the Hawthorns. They lost 2-0, didn't they? I think Hegbo scored twice. They'll want a bit of reaction. Chris Wilder will want a bit of reaction from those United players. I think Birmingham have got the quality to score at Bramall Lane for sure. Whether or not they can go there and win, I'm less sure. I think this might be another case of sit on the fence. So that's what I'm going to do. I can't really. I think if United went to West Brom, put in a decent performance, maybe lost, but put in a decent performance, maybe got a point, I would have backed them here. But I think they'll be hit by that display at the Hawthorns. So yeah, I'll go for the draw. Go Sheffield United 1, Birmingham 1. QPR versus Leicester at Loftus Road. This also proves that, two teams literally sat neck and neck with each other in the league table. Leicester in 8th, QPR in 9th, both on 31 points. Goal difference separating two sides. I don't know what to think of this because Leicester, you could make the argument that, they've got the superior squad, and when they're at it, Mavididi, Fatawu, James, Bobby Reed, Jordan Ayew, whoever it is, should easily take the game away from any team in the Championship. But QPR have been on a good run recently and have been, improving quite considerably. And they're on one of those weird QPR runs where they're now winning loads of games. They lost at Middlesbrough last time out, but by Julian Stefan's own admission, Middlesbrough is far better side than QPR at the minute. So I will go for the bounce back at home. I think they'll want a bit of a reaction. Leicester side, who are getting better, they've got some more results in recent weeks, and I thought they were pretty decent for 45 minutes against Bristol City in that midweek game. Beat Ipswich after that as well, so that's a very impressive victory. I will go for Marty Cifuentes' return to Rangers to be spoiled. I'll go QPR 2, Leicester 1. I'm really, really torn on some of these games, I'll be brutally honest. This one I'm less torn on. Ipswich versus Sheffield Wednesday at Portman Road. I mean, just look at the squads that both Henrik Pedersen and Kieran McKenna can put out in this one. I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous. Sheffield Wednesday sit on -9. They lost 3-0 at home yet again to Derby. I'll go for a similar thing. In fact, I'll go for the same exact scoreline from a Wednesday perspective. I'll go Ipswich 3, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Next up, off to Pride Park, where Derby play Pompey. And yeah, again, Pompey got a massive win against Blackburn last weekend. They're 1-0 down. I'm sure Fratton Park would have been anxious and and a lot of sort of, oh, here we go again. But they managed to score the 2 goals. They've not Goal scoring hasn't really been their prowess this season. Pompey, they've struggled with that. So to get 2 goals off the back of the adverse situation they went into that game, or they faced in that game, hugely important for Mousinho. Derby, comfortable win at Sheffield Wednesday, but that at the moment is a bit of a, you have to go there and win the game. And I think at home, Derby will be circling this as another 3-pointer. Like, Derby are in a decent position in the league. So yeah, I think I'm going to back Derby, and well, Patrick Aubameyang, Ryan Brewster, Ben Brereton Diaz. They've got some really good attacking players who, when at it, will score goals. Derby, no matter what style of football they play, even without Carlton Morris, I'll back the home side. I'll go Derby 2, Pompey 1. I think Pompey will be decent enough for a goal, even if it is Callum Lang up top instead of Colby Bishop, which is now the new thing with Mousinho. Hull versus West Brom. West Brom are pretty hapless, but they did get their win against Sheffield United. They got a very, very good win, but 16th at the moment is where Ryan Mason sits, and after 21 games, it's probably not anywhere near where you'd have wanted his West Brom side to be. So this feels like a pretty big game for him. But Hull away is hard, and if you're not well organised against Hull, you're going to concede quite a few goals. And again, Gelhardt, Bellumi, McBurney off the bench, to getting loads of Carl Joseph, to getting goals out of every single sort of forward player they've got available. Hull, and they're scoring goals for fun. Well, not every single player, but a load of those players getting the best out of him. Mikurovic, sitting 6th at home against the West Brom side, who can be fragile. I think you've got a back Hull, haven't you? So yeah, I'll go for the home win, and especially off the back of what was such an impressive win at Millwall. So yeah, I'll go Hull 2, West Brom 1. Penultimately, it is Charlton versus Oxford. This feels big for both sides, and Charlton have now found, after that horrendous run they've had recently, granted they do have a game in hand, they find themselves in 17th and looking down rather than looking up, and that's what the Championship can do to you. If you go on if you have a bad 6 games, you will drop down the table like a stone. And yeah, Charlton are in this position right now. They're not too sort of, I'm not sure they'll be looking at it with immediate sort of real concern, but they'll want to pick up some more points at a more consistent basis. They got a very good point at Birmingham last time out. Tyrese Campbell scored after a lovely laughing nutmeg. Oxford lost at home to Preston. They sit in the relegation zone. I'm really concerned for Oxford, if I'm being really honest. I think the Gary Rowett effect had obviously major positive effect last season when he come in, and obviously the change from Des Buckingham and being just a little bit more streetwise, a little bit more smart, and getting them to safety, and doing so with the short-term view. But over the longer term, yeah, it's not working. Under a point per game, and it's just not working. Quite clearly, it's not working. And I think Oxford, if they want to survive, well, they might be forced their hand into changing Gary Rowett. I don't think it's going to be helped by this trip to the Valley, which I think is going to be really difficult. I'll go Charlton 2, Oxford 1. I've got back Charlton, maybe, potentially. I could see Oxford getting a point there. It's really difficult to see Oxford going there and winning, though. So yeah, I'll back the home side. And finally, it is Bristol City versus Kim Hellberg's high-flying, free-scoring, unbelievable Middlesbrough side, who are second. They are 7 points clear of third place Preston, and they look fantastic, and they look very, very sort of well positioned for a real challenge, mounting a real challenge on those top 2 places. And well, this game from a City perspective is going to be even harder without Neto Borges, who's obviously on loan from Middlesbrough. So this is a really difficult game from a City perspective. And this run we've had, where we've played Millwall, Leicester, and Coventry, and 3 of the more difficult sides in the division. I'd include Stoke in that, maybe potentially even Wrexham to a certain degree, or to a lesser degree. We've not won any of them, and we can argue performances were good against Millwall, Coventry, Leicester in the second half. We probably maybe deserve more, but ultimately we haven't won any of them. So what's the argument or the logic that we're going to now turn up to against Middlesbrough side who have won 4 in a row, maybe 5 in a row, 4 in a row, and just going to turn them over? There isn't, and maybe the Ashton Gate thing from last season where, oh, we're at Ashton Gate, we're really good at Ashton Gate. Maybe that factor's gone a little bit as well. I mean, where are we in the home table? 15th. It's not good, is it? So I think you've got to back Middlesbrough. I really do. I'm going to back them for the away win at Ashton Gate. And despite Middlesbrough's absolutely terrible record at Ashton Gate, they won once during COVID, didn't they? Where George Saville nicked it off Taylor Moore and won quite late on. But apart from that, they don't win at Ashton Gate, Middlesbrough. You've got to back them. I mean, just look at what Kim Hellberg's doing. Hackney, Morris, they're brilliant. Whittaker, Tommy Conway, David Strelec. They're really, really good, Middlesbrough. These are not just the side who are there lucky, maybe dining off a really good start. They're there on merit. They're there because they're a good side. City 1, Middlesbrough 2 is my prediction to finally round things off, and that would be a pretty heavy blow on Bristol City's attempts to keep in touch with top 6. But yeah, that is it. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, hit like. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more championship predictions, Bristol City content, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll catch you all later. Cheers.